It's not gonna just go live. You have to hit live here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey everybody. It's not even showing the right thing. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, I'm still getting used to this YouTube live thing. All right, I'm gonna turn over to my standing desk camera. There we go. All right, I'll flip this stuff around. All right, let's get started. You can throw yourself into the chat. I can put that up on my computer so I can see it. Hey everybody. Hey Joy. Hi Julie. Julie says hi to Jeff. Hey Vanessa. Yes, I got my chat up here. I'm going to put my chat on my phone too. Hey Della. So glad that everybody's here. Yes, I got my phone right here so I can say hi to you guys too on the phone. Okay. So today I have the Allie Edwards design history story kit and the story stamp. And we're just going to play around. We're going to make some daily pages. I got my daily pages book. This is the one that I've been making the Allie Edwards design pages in. Is it? Maybe it's not. Was I using this one? No, I think this one's blank. Okay, we're going to use this one. This is the one that's here. Oh, it actually is because I wasn't making any Allie Edwards pages in here. This is just one that has an Allie Edwards page in it. All right, so let's flip through this history kit real quick. This is the stamp. I love Allie's story stamps. They're my favorite stamps. So it has a history. It has this little blob. We're going to use little blob. I love little blob. I love blobs. I'm going to put that off to the side. There's a bunch of thick embellishments that we're probably not going to use that are really awesome. I really like these little thingies. They're like frames, but they're a little thicker, so they're probably not going to be great for daily pages. They'll be great for Book of Me or other like 6x8 pages that I make. Lots of great journaling cards. We'll see what gets used. I'm feeling like this might get cut out and used. Silver history. Great 4x6 cards. I like this one. Some 3x8 pages, which I actually really like using in my 6x8 albums, so those might not get used for daily pages. But this is definitely going to get used today. I love these papers. I love that these papers in the story kit fit exactly across. So it's really easy to use. You just trim this to 5.5, which we'll do in a second. Trim this to 5.5, and then you cut it in half, and you get 2 perfect pages for any of the 3.5 by 5.5 notebooks. All right, everybody can see in here just fine. Thank you so much for letting me know. Alrighty, and then we got the chipboard shapes, and then I really like that about a year ago, I think, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, I don't actually know, because time is, time. They made the chipboard a lot thinner, so I have no problem putting this chipboard in my daily pages. And I'll actually show you a tip for making your chipboard even thinner, so you can put it in your daily pages. And then we've got these little stickers. Stickers are great. So let's start, and I want to start with this big history paper. So I'm going to grab the stuff that I just put all over my trimmer and move it off to the side. Hey, Karen. All right, so let's grab the trimmer. My big tonic trimmer that I've had forever. And we're going to go right to 5.5 and trim. And then we'll go to 3.5. And we've got our 2 pieces. Ooh, alrighty. Trimmer goes back, and then I'm just going to glue these in. So my favorite way to glue these in, for some reason I just usually do the right page first. I don't know why. And, sorry. So I am going to glue on this piece here, which is going to be closest to the spine. And then I'm going to glue on the top and the bottom. And then one of the things that I really like to do for these pages is I like to glue on the far edge of the notebook paper. That way I know that I'm going to get the stick right on the edge of the notebook paper. Because depending on where you are in the notebook, you can cut your paper to 3.5 by 5.5 or whatever the size of your notebook is. And you might not be exact because while your pages are 3.5 by 5.5, you're still going to get some overhang. So if you glue all the way on the edge of your notebook paper, you're not going to get this. Let me see if I can show you. You're not going to get, there's not going to be any sticky on the edge of this paper or on the edge of our pattern paper. It's just going to be on the edge of the notebook paper. So you're going to get the most stick that you can. And then when we go to trim, where all my scissors are, no idea where all my scissors are, totally fine. We'll use these ones. And then when you go to trim, you're not trimming through glue. You're just trimming paper, which is better for your scissors. It's just easier. And just better all around. So trim this. Here we go. Perfect page on our right. By the way, just so you know, I am terrible at left and right. So if I say the wrong thing, just be like, you said the wrong thing. And you can say it in chat or you could just say it in your brain. Either one, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to do the same thing with this left page now. And if you have any questions about anything at all, throw them in chat and I will answer them as they come up. I have my little phone right here next to me so I can see everything that's chatting. Hi, Kristin. Glad you're here. If you have any questions about the kit, if you have any questions about any of the other stuff, and while I am an Allie Edwards brand ambassador, I didn't get any of this stuff that we're using today discounted or any of that stuff. Oh, I definitely double adhesived the top and the bottom of this page. All right. And one of the things that I like to do is, so I have a bone folder, and I just like to kind of run it through the middle of the spine here, and it'll fold down the sharp edges inside so that you're not, when you go to close the book, you'll get better, it'll fold better, it'll close better, so they're not, totally sticking out at each other. Hey, Esmeralda. Hey, Julian. Hey, Jenny. So glad you're all here. So now we have this extra page, this extra bit of the paper. I'm just going to keep it with my scraps. And we are going to move on to playing with some other stuff from the kit. So when I have a kit, I generally keep the basics out. Like I just do the kit. And we're not going to use these big pieces. But let's keep that out. So I think I'm actually might just do this and pull out some pictures and not pull out my whole drawer and have it fall. There we go. Here's some pictures. I'll grab this box pictures. Yes. And this is summer from this year. This is spring from this year, which is fine. I think there's a couple in here. Yeah, there we go. This is one that I want. So, this is me. This is a Thursday 3 picture from the spring where I'm wearing a U.S. men's national team jersey from, this might be the 2020, the 2002 jersey, or the 2006 jersey. It's probably the 2002 jersey, because they were just not good in 2006. And I put it on for qualifying. So, I'm going to cut this out. I only need the me. I don't need the background, because sometimes when I'm taking my Thursday 3s, sometimes it's about me, sometimes it's about what I'm wearing, sometimes it's about what's in the background, sometimes it's about totally other things. And today we're going to tell the story about the jersey, the me. So I don't actually care about, like, my calyx in the background. There are plenty of other photos where we can tell stories about the calyx and the other stuff. So that's going to go there. Let's chop up these words so that they're each a separate word. And so for that, I really like, for cutting straight lines, if I can't use my paper trimmer, because that cuts the straightest lines, I try to use scissors that are as long as possible. They let me cut the straightest lines. If I'm using scissors that have short blades, I have to make too many like trimming movements, and that's where my hands go all wobbly. So, and then those are probably not going to get saved, to be honest. If I don't use my little scraps in the first like 48 hours, talking about scrap paper as if they're like missing humans. If I don't use them in like 2 days, then they just become more clutter. All right, so that goes over there. All right, let's now cut these down. And so for this, I don't mind using the little scissors because I like that you can just chop. One little chop. Another little chop. And again, Daily Pages for me always is about playing around with these things. Like, I get these Ali Edwards kits every single month. I love getting kits every month. Before I started doing Daily Pages, I was never, ever, 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 ever finishing a kit. And I just don't, okay, so Crystal Indunate makes so many amazing layouts each month. That is not me. I am never going to make like 7 layouts a month about stories. It's just not who I am as a scrapbooker. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the way any of us scrapbook. I didn't trim this page first. Let's trim this page real quick. But I love using things. I love playing with paper. Playing with paper is one of my favorite things about scrapbooking. And so making Daily Pages where I get to make little scrapbook pages, tell little stories that I wouldn't otherwise be telling. Like, I would never make a full-size scrapbook layout about, like, this jersey. Like, I mean, sure, I might have, this extra Thursday 3 photo laying around, and it might go in a Thursday 3 album at some point later on. But I love that I can I have a little place where it's like, oh, you know what? Today I'm going to open up the story kit and I'm going to play. So like this feels like ancient history. Let's pull this down a little. And you know what? I want to matte this. I don't normally matte photos anymore, but I just want this to pop a little bit. How about white? What does white look like? Because I did like that white background. Yeah, let's do white, and it can just be really little. So, move. And for Daily Pages, I tend to use more adhesive than if I were putting stuff in page protectors. It's the same for all outside the page protector projects. All right, so I'm just gonna give myself extra space because this is white cardstock and I don't care. I have a million white cardstocks, and I'll just use that now for stamp practice. And I'm using my big scissors now so that I don't have to make a million movements, and I can still see up here that I didn't. It's not perfect. Nor will it ever be perfect, but I like to get it slightly better than I have it. Good enough. Okay. I've got my mad photo. It's going here. That's awesome. We'll stick that down on this page. All right. I'm going to put my ancient history down. I'm just going to do one line of adhesive on all of these. And I want this bottom history to kind of line up with where my photo lines up, just above where the mat is. So a little bit of adhesive, just showing a little bit of green in between each of those. Yeah, Kristin, I completely agree. When you see other people use products in different ways, you're like, oh, that's normally a journaling card, a 4x6 journaling card, or a 3x4 journaling card. But now it's, board strips. Or, that was a frame, but now it's housing for journaling, or a flip out or something. All right. I want to put over here some journaling. But where's my journaling pen? My desk is a complete disaster today. I was up making jelly prints last night with the awesome ladies, and I said I was going to wake up and clean my desk. But I did not wake up and clean my desk. So. All right, now I got my paper, my pen, and I got some water, so. This is my favorite journaling pen for on photos. It is the Daily 6824 permanent marker. I got it from Cloth and Paper, and I love it. So I'm going to write right here on the white. This is my old USMNT jersey. And then I'm actually just going to put, let's do a comma there. I'll just say God only knows how old it is, actually. God only knows how old it is. And then period. Cannot wait for the World Cup. All right, so that's going to be our first page. I love it. All right, so let me clear away some of these little guys. Put the bone folder away. Move the scissors. And I think we're going to play with the stamp set next. And actually, yeah, let's just grab this piece of paper that we just used. Cut this down to... Ooh, actually, is this the right size? Yeah, this is the right size. We're going to use this craft one that I already cut. And what should we do? Ooh, let's do splotches. We'll do splotches, and then we can put something in the splotches. I love stamps. Stamps are my favorite. So we're going to make a repeating stamp background because that is my favorite thing in the entire world to do. And I'm going to grab a sheet of, as I am totally stuck around my headphone cords, I'm going to grab a sheet of legal paper. So I really like legal paper for putting underneath my pages because it's always big enough. I'm almost never doing an 8.5 by 11 full stamped background. And when I am, I put 2 sheets of legal paper. But legal paper is always big enough to do daily pages. So I'm going to grab this blob, this irregular circle. And I'm going to grab a little stamp block. And I'm going to find a little stamp block because they're definitely around. Definitely here, I swear. The problem with the stamp blocks is that they're clear, and because they're clear, they hide. All right, I have one. Oh, I have multiples. Here are all my stamp blocks. They're hiding. I have little stars on them for my product play workshop lesson thing. So if you are interested in December Daily, the December Daily product play workshop is starting on November 1st, and it's amazing. My lesson is coming out early in the month, and so you should join. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's actually use, this is one of my favorite ink colors to stamp on craft paper. It is Hero Arts Soft Sand, and it gives this craft a watermark-like look, so I'm just gonna, so anytime I get a new stamp set, anytime I open a stamp set, I'm gonna just prime the stamp, which means I'm gonna take this stamp, I'm just gonna stamp it off a little bit, and that just gets the oils that are on top of the stamps when they first get manufactured. It just helps them get off. All right, so we've got our stamps, so we're just gonna start stamping. And I just start in one place and then make my stamp be close-ish to, and this is I'm kind of going in lines here, and that's fine. There we go. Get a little bit off. And then we'll stamp inside these with one of the sentiments. And for me, Daily Pages is just about, like, messing around. What are you interested in? What do you want to see that this stuff does? Hey, Kate, so glad you're here. Like, I'm interested in seeing, like, what happens when I stamp this wonky circle. Is this going to be a wonky circle that I return to? Is this going to be, like, one of my favorite wonky circles? Or is this just one that is good for some of the other stamps in the history kit? I actually really like this wonky circle. And when you're doing repeating stamping, when you're doing a background, always stamp off the page a little bit. It gives it that patterned paper look, like you just cut a nice sheet of patterned paper. All right, so we've got our little patterned paper. We'll put our thingy off to the side. Ooh, way to go. Go over there. We'll put our ink away. Yeah, this is just a really fun color. It's Hero Arts Shadow Ink Soft Sand. And I'm going to grab this other thing, and we'll go back here, and we will, so like we could put the long ago in there. We can do my history, my very own good old days, a little story that's already history, family stories, looking back. I like the looking back, so we'll do looking back. And then I think we're going to do it in gray, because I don't want it to be, I want it to be darker, of course, but I don't think I want it to be completely, like, to completely take over the pattern, the background. So we'll put that over there, put that down. All right. So my favorite gray at the moment, and probably will not change for quite a while, is this VersaFine Claire Morning Mist, especially for detail stamps. Anytime I'm using detail stamps, and let's actually grab this so we can prime it a little bit. Anytime I'm using detail stamps, I really like any of the VersaFines. The VersaFine Onyx Black is my absolute favorite detail stamp ink. And then for anything with colors, I love using these VersaFine Clairs. All right, looking back. Yeah, we're gonna need this just a bit. That should have been a little bit more centered. That's okay. And like, one of the things that I really love about doing like stamping, especially things that I've seen, like this is something that I do a lot. I do a lot of repeating backgrounds. But every single time I'm doing them, I'm learning more about like, oh, okay, well, this is how I like to hold this stamp. This is how I like to hold this block. This is... the things that work for me and the things that don't work for me, which is the most important part of, you know, when you're practicing. There we go. Now we can get rid of this one. I'll clean our stamp a little bit. Put that over there. Put you over here. Ah, there is a tiny little star. I was wondering if there's a tiny little stamp on this one, because I feel like we could use a tiny little stamp in between here. And I think we could do it in the gray. And like right now, I'm trying to fill in what I'm seeing as the biggest white spaces. And then I'll go back and fill in more as I see the need. And most of the biggest white spaces are in between 3 circles. So I'll find 3 circles and I'll put a little star in between the 3 circles, because that's where we're seeing the biggest spaces. And like even with this one, I keep saying we're done with this paper, and I find that we're not done with this paper. So like even with these tiny little stars, you're going to want to find a way to stamp off the page in just a few spots. So we got one here. And I can go there, and also there. All right, cool. Now we can be done with this one. Clean my stamp. Put the stamp back on here. All right, fun. Let's put the Claire away. Allison, I love the stamping off the edges too. It makes me so happy. Let's cut this down. To 3.5 and 3.5 as I throw my ATG like off the table. Alrighty, 3.5 by 3.5. 3.5 by 3.5. Made this a little bit bigger than 3.5 by 3.5, but that's okay because now we have that. All right, book. Same thing as last time. We're just going to go right into the book. 2 pages right in the book. All right. Same thing. Just glue on the side that's closest to the spine, top, bottom, and then in the notebook on the edge closest to the outside. All right. Any questions about anything I've been doing? Kristin, thank you so much. I was thinking about you yesterday when I was making my jelly prints, and I'm like, if I could just make them as cool as Kirstin's, then I would be happy. All right, glue, glue, glue. Glue at the top of the bottom, and then glue on the side of the notebook. As I flip this book upside down, I want to let you know that, yes, I have made lots of pages upside down. It happens. So if you happen to make an upside down page, honestly, if you make an upside down page, come to the Awesome Ladies Project and share it with us, and we'll introduce you to the we'll induct you into the Upside Down Page Hall of Fame. There are several members. You are not going to be alone in the Upside Down Page Hall of Fame. All right. Trim this page. And for this one, I think I'm actually going to grab this other box of photos. Nope, not this one. This one. This one should be just garden photos. Yep, just garden photos. All right, I'm looking for... Here we go. That's what I want. I love the reds and the yellows on this craft paper. It makes me very happy. I'm going to pull out these journaling cards, actually, and see if it has a little title or something that I want. Might be that. That's a possibility. Ooh, learning from the past. That also might be a possibility. This is when I was a kid. Ooh. That's a really good one. We're going to go with this one, so I can cut it up again. Yeah, the bright colors on the craft are really fun, right? All right, so let's cut this up. We're going to cut it up again. We're just going to leave it like that, and we'll put it right on top like that. A little ant on my... All right, so it's going to get like that, and then we're going to do some journaling right on the photo again. So let's cut this in half. And it's going to go right there. This is the, yeah, Allison, this is the persnickety box. I can send you a link. Actually, I should put a link in the, I will send you a link, and I will put a link in the description of this, of the video. What you're quote unquote supposed to do is print out a box every month. I have waited a few times, and so now I have like several boxes. And I do boxes based by theme. So I have a box for just the garden. And I generally do a box for each season. Which really works for me, because then I have pictures of... Because I really like to scrap spring. I love to scrap winter, because winter is such a big thing here in Michigan. like the snow pictures are just one of the things that I love. I just love scrapbooking snow. That's gonna go right there. And I really like this because this page here has nothing to do with history, but this is looking back on these tomatoes because, you know, now it's the end of October and we have absolutely no more tomatoes. We literally used the last of our cherry tomatoes in a tomato chicken soup last night, and it was so good. But, you know, tomato season is gone. And if you know anything about me, tomatoes are that is my thing. Tomatoes are my thing. And so I love that we can use like this history kit, and you can use every Allie Edwards story kit for the theme, and then stories that are like theme adjacent. So we're just gonna go with So Sad. So sad. Tomato season. Is over. I like that. My S's could use a little. There we go. All right, cute. Yeah, just cut up the journaling cards. We all have so many journaling cards, and I am scrapbooking in I'm scrapbooking in page protectors less and less. Even in my 6x8 albums, in my 10x8 albums, in my 3x8 albums. In all of my albums, I'm scrapbooking inside page protectors less, let alone inside pocket page protectors less. So once I convinced myself of that to be true, like I literally was flipping through my scrapbooks, once I was like, I'm not even using these page protectors as much. Once I found myself even ordering page protectors less, I was like, oh, you know what? These are tiny little patterned papers, and I should cut them up as if they were tiny little patterned papers. Okay, last page. What are we going to make for this page? Let's see. See, but like these ones, this I would actually probably put in, these four, I would probably put in a page protector. Like I'd have a outside the page protector page over here, and then these ones I'd put in a 3x4 page protector and have journaling on them. Side note. Yeah, what? That's really cute, but I can't think about this right now. Same with this one. I really like that too. I really like this one. I like this too. But I want to make something. Let's do more making. So let's pull out the stamp set again. Ooh. Let's grab some colored cardstock this time. So I really like these colored cardstock slim line cardstock sheets from scrapbook.com. Let's go with this. And we'll pull a blue from the back. Yeah. Ooh, how about these greens? These greens go really well with this kit. So we'll pull these. And they're the right size. They're the 3.5 wide, so it's really nice to just have them. And scrapbook.com puts them like on really hard sales sometimes. Like, it's really nice to get them when they're like super on sale. So I'm going to trim these down. And then I think we're going to make something fun and easy. No, let's not cut them to 3.5. We want 5.5. 5.5. 5.5. One of my favorite things in Daily Pages, well, in all scrapbooking, but very much in Daily Pages, is solid color washi. So I'm going to grab some of my solid color washi right now. We'll grab these two bundles, because they go with almost anything. So I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to create another stamped background, and I think we're going to also cut out this quote. So let's, because I don't think this is going to fit. Yeah, this is not going to fit on a daily page the way I want it to, so we're going to save that. Yeah, let's just do history, I think. And I want to kind of make it so that this is really, so we'll have history all the way in the background. This is going to be here. Then maybe we'll do some journaling on some washi tape over here. Yeah, so let's make that happen. Okay. So history goes here. That's going to go here. Let's use this paper once again, except I'm going to fold it in half to make it a little bit easier on myself. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. Now let's find a ink color that we like. I want it to match. I want it to blend in. So let's go with probably a darker green. This is one of my go-to darker greens right now. And it always, I really love the VersaFine Clairs. They dry quick. They're which makes them very, very nice and easy for daily pages. They don't really, you're not going to get them to smear on your hands. I also have this Evergreen from Concord and Ninth, which we could use. And one of the nice things about having your little side cut off things is you can check which one you like. So, ooh, I just really like that. I just really like that. That's kind of exactly what I'm going for. Let's see what the Evergreen looks like though. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go with the VersaFine Clair. Huge fan of VersaFine Clairs. Love VersaFine Clairs. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. So when I'm doing just words, like I have a word and I'm going to do just the word on the repeating background, I really like to do them at almost a 45-degree angle. So we'll say a 30-degree angle. So like about this. And then depending on the word, I find where it fits in. So like we see how the T comes down and the Y comes down. And then in here we have the H coming up and then we have the T coming up and the little I comes up a little bit. So we need to find a place where it just kind of fits in here. So we'll go and put the T here. And then do the same thing. Oop, I didn't get enough on the Y. And then we just stick it in here. And then you basically just do the same thing over here. All right. And you'll find where I just smeared that one. That's fine. We're going to put something over it. And that's the nice thing about your repeating stamped backgrounds is a lot of the time you're going to put stuff over it. So if you mess up, that's just how you know where to put the stuff. Sometimes it's not exactly where you wanted to put the stuff. That's okay. And because we have the two separate cardstocks, we're not, I'm not worried too much about. Here we go. About having them like match up. Like I could, if I really wanted to, put this here and make sure that I got the R or Y. And no, I don't care that much. Like maybe I want a little bit more of the word on this one. And then we'll do the same thing over here. That goes up here. 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 And like stamping is always going to be imperfect. Like this is not perfect. You can see that that should have been up a little higher. And like it's never going to be, if you, and I will always say this, if you want it to be perfect, do it digitally. You can buy all of the stuff in this kit digitally, and you can go into Canva or Photoshop or whatever you really like to play with on the computer, and you can do all of this stuff digitally and print it out, and it will be perfect. But I like playing with things in my hands. That's the part that makes me happy. And also, when things can be perfect, I have a problem of wanting to really make them perfect. So I definitely did the wrong side. So let's swap this. This can go over here now. Yeah. Yeah, so if something was digital and I could make it absolutely perfect, I would sit there for a little while longer and try to really hone in on the perfection. But stamping's never going to be perfect, so I'm just going to have a good time. And I realized we made 3 pages that just straight, like, got glued into the notebook. I don't always glue my pages into my notebook. Sometimes I create pages right in the notebook. But today we created pages and glued them in the notebook. All right. Any questions about these pages? Or anything else about Daily Pages? Or anything that we talked about today? I want to make sure that I see them and have time to answer them as we're doing our last page. And if you're watching the recording, please feel free to leave a comment and I will come back and answer your question. Or you can come over to the Awesome Ladies Project, our free app, sign up for an account, and come talk to us over there. Because you'll find me and then, like, other people that know tons more things and have other amazing opinions. And you'll get lots more answers as well. All right. Now we have our history page. I love it. I'm going to cut apart this journaling card. I'm going to use this and do some precision cutting. Yeah, I've been really enjoying cutting up these journaling cards a lot more lately. Because I have so many journaling cards from the last 15 years now, however long we've been doing the Project Life thing. And thinking of them as just small sheets of patterned paper that I can do what I want with has been so much more freeing. All right. This is great. Okay. So that's going to go right there. Fabulous, fabulous. And I'm gonna find some green washi tape that I like. That one. There's that one. Maybe this mint one, actually, because we're gonna do some journaling on it. And do some mint washi tape journaling. I'll make them different sizes. I like to have odd numbers because that's just one of the things that I like. I'll make each one slightly shorter than the last one. And press them into the book. And trim. You get off there. Or trim these. Fabulous. And I'm going to grab a pen. And I'm just going to write some journaling. So this quote says, "History is a symphony of echoes heard and unheard. It is a poem with events as verses." I think I'm just going to write about how history was my favorite subject in high school. History was my favorite high school subject. Dash. Probably why. I majored in political science. And women's and gender studies. All right. Fabulous. Yeah, Joy, washi tape journaling is really great. For the most part, I use this Pilot multi-ball journaling pen. This is my favorite journaling pen, period. Some washi tape is a little bit slick and has a little bit of a shiny cover. And for that, I will use this Daily pen, the Daily Permanent Marker 6824. You can also use fine tip Sharpie. Those also work great, and they come in a million colors, which are awesome. All right, I'm going to flip through the pages that we created today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we are going to stop here. This is one that I created using the other kit. But for the history kit, the Allie Edwards History Story Kit and the History Stamp Kit, we created this Feels Like Ancient History with the big patterned paper. And then we used the stamp set to create this background with the wonky circle and the looking back stamp and this Carpe That Diem 3x4 card. And then we used the history stamp on green paper with green ink and this cut up journaling card and some washi tape journaling. All right. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Allison, I will absolutely link the deli pen. I will put it in the link here in the comments below. And I will also send you a link when I send the link to the persnickety box. Whew. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you want to learn more about Daily Pages, you can go to theawesomeladiesproject.com/dailypages. And we've got a free 5-day challenge. You can come over on the Awesome Ladies Project app. We've got lots more for Daily Pages on there. We've got Daily Pages 101. And if you join us in the Awesome Ladies All Access Club, we do Daily Pages every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. It's really, really, really awesome. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me today. You are all fabulous. I just really love hanging out with you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Joy. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Honore. Thank you so much for being here. It's been really, really amazing to spend my afternoon with you guys. Talk soon. Bye, everybody.